Welcome everyone to another video from Movies and TVs on the Ball. This is called Let's Make It a Netflix Night, a video where I take a look at something on Netflix, usually something that's going to be gone last time to watch, and watch it and then review it and give you my thoughts on it. This episode, if you kind of can tell from the background, is the cult classic, you could say, the MTV classic, Britney Spears and Zoe Saldana before she became a Hora from Star Trek, or the Navi from Avatar. She and Britney Spears and Dan Aykroyd were in a film called Crossroads, which came out in 2002, and this was sort of the star vehicle film for Britney Spears to kind of put herself out there. I would like to kind of consider this like a film that's better than maybe a film such as Glitter, which was a lot more, which dealt with I think I've never seen Glitter, but I think Glitter was sort of the Mariah Carey film that's been really terrible. This film isn't as bad as that. This film was directed by actually a pretty decent director. I think she's directed films such as Tamara. She directed Tamara Davis, who directed films such as Billy Madison. So, but this was more of a pop drama film where it has starred Britney Spears, kind of right before I think she did her third CD, Britney, and it starred Zoe Saldana, who was just sort of a fresh face. This was kind of her, I think maybe her first film, but this was like before she did Star Trek, and probably about 7 years before she does Avatar and Star Trek. She's and Anson Mount, who you may know from the Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So there's a kind of connection between two Star Treks. And then you had her best friend, played by her other friend, Mimi, played by Tyron Mannings, who was in Hustle and Flow, and Hustle and Flow. And then you also had Britney Spears' dad, played by Dan Aykroyd, who you know from Ghostbusters. So this film pretty much it takes place, the movie starts out where these three best friends, they make a pact when they're like 8 years old to dig up and sort of put all their secrets or their dreams and life's ambitions into a box, and they put it in the sand. Cut to 15 years, 16 years later, they're graduating from high school, and Britney Spears is valedictorian, and she's dating Justin Long, and it's all about her. I think it's about her sort of her character wanting to, lose her virginity and stuff. But I think it deals more with these three girls' friendships. This film, but so this this film basically has Britney Spears and Zoe Saldana and dig up they decide to dig up their thing that their time capsule that they had back when they were kids, and decide to go on a road trip. So they go on a road trip to Britney Spears wants, I think, for a couple of different reasons. Britney Spears wants to go and meet her mom, who's played by Kim Cottrell. Um, um, Zoe Daldana, I think, wants. Um, Zoe Daldana wants to. Kit, played by Zoe Saldana, she wants to do a kind of go to LA, and Kit wants to meet her baby daddy. This and then they end up she ends up getting a ride with a guy named Ben, who's played by Anson Mount, who you probably know as Captain Pike from Star Trek. Zoe Saldana played Uhura in Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams film. So there's a kind of connection there. But this film deals with them going on this road trip to this road trip to to Florida or across the country. They want to go to California, and so they end up kind of going on this road trip. There's a famous scene where Britney goes to. They end up trying to get money to fix the car, so they have a karaoke contest. She meets there's Ben and Britney Spears, who's played Lucy. There's kind of a chemistry between them. I Then you had Kim Cottrell, who plays Britney Spears' mom, who is very much of a she's kind of there. She sort of shows up, and she's got a family of her own, and Britney and or Lucy and her don't really kind of get along that well. And then you had this film was, I think it tries so hard to become a coming of age film, but it just kind of lacks its marks. I kind of like it just because I feel like what makes it work is you have the chemistry between Britney Spears or Lucy, Kit, and um, Mimi that really work, and that kind of is the glue that keeps the film from being kind of like a total wash. And Ben his character, they've got a good chemistry, kind of a romantic chemistry that goes around. It works as a teen film. I could probably say that maybe this would be kind of one of those edgy slumber party films that I would see like um, maybe teen girls would see. It's gotten reviews on IMDb 3.9. I thought it was okay. I feel like the um, film really brought. Um, I think the film is one of those films that's just like it's a nice, interesting road trip film. It has the values, but it just doesn't really. It's not a really good, strong. I mean, Britney Spears is a singer. She's not an actress, but dang it, she tries so hard to really sell it, but she just misses the point. Misses the part. There's a good scene where they're trying to make money at like this or this at kind of like karaoke night, and they're out of money because they're trying to get some money for their car. Um, and they sing She sings "I Love Rock and Roll" by Joan Jett. I think don't credit on me. She sings "I Love Rock and Roll," and they first get Mimi to sing, and Mimi can't really sing. Is scared and kind of doesn't really want to sing, and then Britney Spears shows up and sings the song. Lucy sings the song, and gets the crowd rolling, so they make enough money for the for their car that they need to fix. Then there's sort of this subplot with Mimi's baby and or Mimi, yeah, I'm trying to think. Mimi's baby and who's the father, and how they try to really make it into this drama thing. It's okay. I would probably, on my 1 to 10 scale, I would probably say it's a 3 or 4. I mean, it's not great. I kind of, if you want to watch it just to see um, Britney Spears try to act, but I think Zoe Saldana kind of really plays a really good best friend, and I can see how she really. I mean, she's kind of, even though they're so focused on Britney, Zoe is sort of the one that really captivates the best friend angle. And I like Dan Aykroyd as the dad. I think he's kind of lovable, but glucious, kind of Belucious a little bit. Justin Long, who you probably know from Galaxy Quest, plays Britney Spears' first boyfriend, and he's okay, but he's kind of in just kind of the beginning of the movie. Um, Anson Mount, I think, did a pretty good job as sort of like the heartthrob guy, but it kind of it's kind of a type film. It's just sort of like you're kind of watching it going, well, Britney Spears tried, but it's all right. I give it probably, if I had to scale it down from in my 1 to 10, like I said, 5 or 7. So that's my look at kind of a quick review Netflix night of Crossroads. Let me know what your thoughts on Crossroads. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it a slumber party film that you liked? Did you feel like the film was a little bit too um, was the film like, was it really great, or was the film one of those movies that you were like, oh, Brittany, you tried your best but you couldn't have done? But that's my look at Crossroads for Netflix night. I'm Stevo, as always, for movies and TVs on the ball. As always, like and subscribe. Please tell me what you want me to cover next. Let me know what your thoughts on Crossroads, and see you at the movies. Bye.